What is going on, everybody? It's the Frost, and we just got done watching NXT for the week for March 14th, March 14th, 2018. We are on the road to WrestleMania and new NXT TakeOver New Orleans. We had a contract signing tonight between Aleister Black and Andrade Cien, as I stated last week in the double review. That match between him and Killian Dane was a de facto number one contenders match, even though it wasn't named that during the actual show last week. So tonight we had that contract signing. We had two NXT Dusty Road Tag Team Classic matches and Pete Dunne versus Adam Cole for the UK title, all taking place from Center Stage in Atlanta, Georgia. I believe this is the last Center Stage taping that they had. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure not. I mean, they did do tapings last week for NXT at Full Sail, but they're not. So they're not just going to sit there and have only two tapings or 2 weeks taped at NXT Full Sail Arena. So I'm sure next week we'll start the last tapings before NXT Takeover, which the logo they flashed a couple times when they were showing the matches that were going to be happening in NXT, and it was like they had the NXT Takeover logo, but it looked like it was in a skull head and a skull and a snake or something around it. It looked pretty cool. Not just all that. We did have also the women's title match, which I'm sure is going to make some people a little infuriating, set up tonight as well. And we had, of course, a quick-witted women's match tonight, which, as we know, last week was set up as Lacey Evans versus Dakota Kai. That match had a surprising ending, in my opinion, but we will get to that when we do. The show started off with Sanity versus Riddick Moss and Tito Sabatelli in the Dusty Tag Team Classic first round. Alexander Wolf and Eric Young will be representing Sanity through the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Moss and Wolf started this match. Wolf kicked Sabatelli off the apron towards the beginning of this match that lets Moss hang Wolf off the top rope. The Rich Fellas take the tags in and beats down Wolf, then poses after a while. Moss and Sabatelli during the beginning of this match were like demanding the other to come over and tag them in, so you can see the tension, which really didn't get played that much up this time around like it did after what was it, when they faced him in Heavy Machinery, and I believe Moss left Sabatelli walked down on Sabatelli. Didn't really play it up as much as I thought they were going to. I figured this would be something that ended this match, or like somebody walked out or something, but that really didn't happen. Hangman's Neckbreaker by Moss for the 2 count. Sabatelli tags in and holds Wolf, who holds Moss, he tags in. He has Alexander Wolf on the ropes, ready for Moss to kick kick his head off or whatever. Wolf moves out of the way, and Moss ends up nailing Sabatelli, allowing Eric Young to be tagged in. Sabatelli's on the outside, like, "What are you doing, man? What are you doing?" And that's about all they had for their attention. After that, it was just them not being able to get this match through with. Elbow drop by EY for only a 2 count as Moss pulls EY out. Cross dives on, Nikki Cross ends up diving onto Riddick Moss, so it wasn't Sabatelli or Moss that ended up screwing themselves out of this match. It was actually Nikki Cross of Sanity who pretty much screwed them out of this match. Match ends when Sanity hits a double team finisher, which I don't even know if they actually have a name for it or not, for the 1, 2, 3, and the winners are moving on to the second round are Sanity, with Riddick Moss only looking perplexed on the outside. It's like, what just happened? What just happened? So Sanity moves on to the next round. We do not know who they will be taking on out of the final first round match, which I believe is Mustache Mountain versus Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. That got taped, I believe, this time around. So we have 3 of the four first round matches, which I think they should have had them all taped. The first, last week and this week, should have been the 2 first round matches, and then we move on after that. But they decided to go 1, 2, 1 for whatever reason. The Blackheart, and this was just awesome. The Blackheart, Tomasso Ciampa, again, makes his way to the ring. Obviously, they passed out Johnny Wrestling signs to the fans because it seemed like everybody had one of the little white squares with the Johnny emoji picture on it, which, of course, looked pretty cool. And they're just sitting there getting at him. He grabs a mic while he is showered in booze. He tries to talk and nothing comes out because he gets booed some more. Johnny chants from the crowd. I think I heard some negative Johnny chants as well. Like Johnny's gone or something, I'm not sure. Tries again and gets showered in booze as Johnny Wrestling chants. He shakes his head, not happy. He screams. He doesn't talk on the mic, but he's yelling so loud, even though you shouldn't be able to hear it, and you actually hear him say, "He's gone, he's gone, he's gone," to the crowd. As a few times as Johnny Wrestling chants some more. Guy can't get in one and at all. He drops the mic and the crowd cheers and a big yes chant breaks out. This dude is just playing his character up great. I cannot wait to see when this storyline happens, when Johnny Gargano comes back. He doesn't have to show up again throughout the TakeOver. For all I care, he could be at TakeOver if Tomasso Ciampa has a match, which I doubt. But this will be interesting. He exits the ring, looks around, and slowly walks towards the crowd. There was actually a fan holding one of these Johnny Wrestling signs. I'm pretty sure he wasn't a plant, but he's like a little bit further back. He walks all the way up to the barricade and is like, "Here, you can have my sign. Here, you want a sign? Here. He's like holding this sign, this little Johnny Wrestling sign, looking to hand it to Tomasso Ciampa. I thought that was pretty funny. A Ciampa chant sung from the crowd, which was beautiful. We want Johnny crowd chant breaks out. Ciampa has his hands on his head, like, why can't these guys it's like he has his hands, it's like, they just need to let this go. He finally leaves, but looks back one more time as they sing, na 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 na, na 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 na. Hey, 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 goodbye. And while they're doing this, everyone has like their hands up, holding the sign with both hands, and they're just waving it back and forth, taunting him all the way. Just beautiful how they're doing this. This is the best thing going in WWE today. NXT Raw, SmackDown, doesn't even matter. 205 Live, I should say too, because it's a totally different brand. But this is the best I have seen anything being done. And anybody who is a Roman Reigns fan out there, this is when you have the right reaction and when you're playing your character right and you're not carbon copy. This is a natural reaction. What WWE wants is for Roman Reigns is a manufactured reaction. This is when you have somebody who's naturally over, and WWE now on Monday Night Raw is trying to manufacture a Roman Reigns being over. That's why anytime you see packages of Roman Reigns from the night after the Elimination Chamber, when they show the Elimination Chamber plaque, you hear cheers instead of the boos. Or when we go to WrestleMania, they're going to try and cut down the boos as much as they can. When he wins the Universal title, we're going to see replays of that, and they're going to cut out all the boos and replace them with cheers to try and make it seem like everybody loves Roman. That's manufacturing. This is real. This is a real reaction. This is natural. This is the best thing going today, and it's not a Vince McMahon product, and I guarantee you that eats Vince McMahon up inside, because he's trying every low and trying to sink to as many lows as he can to get his boy over, when this dude doesn't even have to utter a word, and it's just naturally everybody hates his guts. Everybody wants to see Johnny Gargano come out of this crowd sometime and just beat the holy hell out of this guy. Everybody is just waiting for Johnny Gargano, because I guarantee you, it might be next week, it might be on the Go Home show, it doesn't matter. The minute Johnny Gargano comes out of that crowd, whenever, because you know it's going to happen. He's not going to come through the entranceway because he's gone technically from NXT. He's going to be at Full Sail one of these times. It might be after WrestleMania. It might be WrestleMania weekend on the stuff tape before NXT, like the NXT, the Aftermath that they do. They could have Johnny Gargano show up on the Aftermath show. That crowd, no matter if it's at Full Sail or in New Orleans in the Smoothie King Center, it is going to be the biggest pop in all of WWE, a fraction, and a pop that Roman Reigns wishes he had a fraction of. So I am looking forward to when this is going to happen, because this is the best thing going today, and I guarantee Vince McMahon, if he actually paid attention to NXT, this is why that there's rumors and stuff going out that Vince McMahon actually doesn't watch NXT. It's things like this. It's because of reactions like this. Because people are getting over on their own down in NXT. Roman Reigns and others that Vince McMahon puts himself behind to try and get them over can't get over worth shit. So it's just funny that we see the politically charged bullshit that's trying to get cheers behind Roman Reigns because WWE is desperate to make this guy the big baby face of the company, the new modern day Stone Cold Steve Austin, who still has the biggest pop in the WWE, by the way. But these guys come down here and you come to NXT and they're in center stage. These last 6 weeks they've been in center stage, and before NXT TakeOver in Philadelphia they were in center stage for about 3 weeks. So about 9 weeks or so of tapings they've been at center stage, and you can just feel this feels like a classic independent, like not an independent, but like back when the territories were a thing, those reactions you would get for certain superstars, certain wrestlers back then. That's what this stuff feels like sometimes. When Johnny Gargano faced Velveteen Dream, or Johnny Gargano faced Cassius Ohno, or you have the Fatal 4-Way, or you have when he faced Velveteen Dream to see who's going to NXT TakeOver Philadelphia, or when Johnny Gargano got beat. And this here, these feel natural. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like, oh, we have to boo this guy because they say so. No, we boo this guy. We tell this guy he sucks. We say who we really want to see because this piece of shit right here screwed us out of what we want to see. NXT champion Johnny Gargano, which we will not get unless things happen later down the line. But this is just amazing, and I just cannot wait till the next 3 weeks to see where this all goes, if it goes anywhere. Moving on here, Lacey Evans versus Dakota Kai was a very quick match. Evans attacks Dakota Kai's arm very early. She has her in some kind of submission. Dakota Kai gets out of that, reverses it, rolls Evans up, and gets a quick victory. So Dakota Kai was your winner in fast. Well, I kind of figured when they announced 4 matches for NXT last week, 2 Dusty Tag Team Classic matches, the UK title match, and Dakota Kai versus Lacey Evans, I was like, something's going to have to be short. And I'm thinking, I mean, it sucks to see a women's match get just cut short because of timing, but it's like the tag team classic matches, which quite honestly, they weren't as short as this, but they weren't very long either. But it was like, at least it's like I said, it sucks for the women because they didn't get any time to really showcase themselves, but it is what it is. After the match, Shayna Baszler's music hits, which, yes, that does sound like a horse starting at the beginning of her music, so they're trying to portray her because of the 4 horsemen of MMA. She's one of them, Ronda Rousey, Jessamine Duke, and Ramona, whatever the other girl's name is, or all the 4 horsewomen of MMA, so they gave her a horse sounding because, back when you ever hear whenever they do anything with the 4 horsemen, they always have the horses galloping and the neighing of the horse, Baszler gets in the ring and she starts stalking Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai looks scared as shit. Ember Moon's music hits and she finally comes out before Baszler could do anything. Has the mic and says, "So you really want to do this again? Well, it doesn't matter if I have 1 arm or 2. You started this and I will end this at TakeOver New Orleans." And she just explodes on Baszler and they brawl while the refs try to break it up. Moon eventually get Ember Moon off of Shayna Baszler, and Shayna Baszler just drills Ember Moon, who then tries it again, but Moon kicks her in the face and Moon goes up for the Eclipse. Baszler stops that and pretty much puts her in a Kimura lock for a minute until Dakota Kai hits a running haluva kick on the apron to Baszler, knocking Baszler off of Moon. Moon hits the Eclipse, and it was made at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. I'm sure a lot of people were expecting a triple threat with Kairi Sane, but I don't see Kairi Sane being put in this at all. It is going to be Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler. I'm pretty sure that Kairi Sane losing to Shayna Baszler in quick fashion a couple weeks ago was them pretty much killing any chance of her getting the NXT title, women's title, at this time. It's just going to be Moon versus Baszler. Baszler will win this time, probably in dominating fashion, and then of course Monday or Tuesday night after WrestleMania. Actually, no, Sunday, because of this fabulous bitch battle royale We're probably going to see Ember Moon in that match as well as Shayna Baszler, probably as well as Kairi Sane. But yes, that's probably going to be at NXT TakeOver. Ember Moon's final match in NXT and, well, on TV. She'll, of course, have some dates left in NXT as a house show matches. But, yes, she'll be on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown Live Monday or Tuesday after WrestleMania. Bank on it. Street Profits vs. Heavy Machinery, Dusty Tag Team Classic, first round match. Early on in the match, Otis Dozovich knocks down Montez Ford, who just slides back to the turnbuckle, grabs his solo cup, takes a sip from it. Dozovich is like, give me the cup. He gets the cup, he drinks it. Montez Ford is like, oh, you like that, don't you? They start, it looks like, oh, things might get a little bit fun. And then, nope, he throws the cup up and just lays out Montez Ford for a second and takes over. Ford used a battering ram. They pretty much had Angelo Dawkins towards, middle of this match, propped up in the corner, when Goldust would set somebody up for Shadow Dreams, which is a kick to the balls. Instead of doing something like that, they just grab Montez Ford and just hold him and just battering ran him to Angelo Dawkins. Dawkins does eventually get tagged in and hits a 360 Stinger Splash, as Mario Ranallo likes to call it. Then Dawkins gets taken down. Trash Compactor gets stopped because Montez Ford has Tucker Knight, pulls down the rope, causing Tucker Knight to fall out of the ring. DDT by Dawkins tags in Ford for the Frog Splash and the pin. The winners, and moving on to the next round, is the Street Profits, who will take on the Authors of Pain. That match has been solidified because the Authors of Pain won against TM61 last week. Pete Dunne versus Adam Cole for the UK Championship. This match was a good match until the end, which, with the Undisputed Era on the outside, it was either they were going to get tossed and we were going to see a one-on-one match, or they were going to get involved, and they do in the end. This was a stiff match for a good part of it. Adam Cole took, and I'll give Adam Cole credit, man. He took a lot of punishment from Pete Dunne, he is the bruiserweight for a reason. His joint manipulation, setting the arms up and then stomping on him, when Shayna Baszler did it to Ember Moon and Dakota Kai, and that little putting their thing up and having their fingers down. He stomped on it, he kicked it. He ended up Dunne does hit a stiff elbow on Adam Cole early in this match, just knocking him down, and he just starts stomping the hell out of Cole. Then the joint manipulation starts, and Dunne does his steady Cole's arm and stomps on it. He then steadies it again, and then kicks Cole's arm, who rolls to the apron. Elbow drop. He elbows Dunne in the face, but Dunne gets on the top turnbuckle as Adam Cole has his injured arm. He's got the middle rope with his injured arm, and Pete Dunne just comes down and stomps on that again, just trying to destroy this guy's arm. The champs get up and distract Dunne, allowing Cole to shove Dunne, who was on the top rope, after they get back in the ring to take control. They go to break. We come back and Cole tries to suplex Dunne, but Dunne suplex drops Cole. Now both men start trading blows. Step up Enziguri in the corner and another jumping stomp to Cole's arm. Then sit out powerbomb by Dunne for only the 2 counts. Kick to the head of Cole. Dunne goes for the bitter end. Cole blocks that and hits a backstabber to buy some time, because he's just been getting the little hell beaten out of him by this time. Adam Cole just taking all the punishment that Pete Dunne can give him. Cole again goes for the suplex, but Dunne reverses that into his leg lock and Kimura lock, which is a pretty cool looking thing. I don't think anyone would ever want to tap out to that. Cole gets out and eventually hits the last shot for a 2 count. That's what they said. It wasn't actually what I think it was. Cole taunts and shoves Dunne in the face a couple times, saying, "You ain't got nothing. You ain't nothing to me. I'm going to beat your ass." Shit like that. You know how Adam Cole is. Forearm shot by Dunne sends Cole flying. It was funny. Cole hits a forearm shot, does nothing. Pete Dunne comes back, hits a forearm shot, and Adam Cole goes halfway across the ring into the corner. It's dude just looked like he got shot out of a cannon with that forearm shot. Super kick block. Cole hits a leaping enziguri, then a super kick. Dunne goes for a backflip for some reason, and then he eats a mid-air. He's in mid-air, upside down, and Adam Cole just kicks him straight in the face. to get to the head for a 2 count for Cole. Cole goes for the knee into the back of the head, misses that. Release German suplex by Dunn. Bitter end attempt stop by the tag champs who go up to the apron. Dunn's like, you know what? I'm just going to come out in here and take you guys out. He comes back in and eats another shot to the head, which leads Cole to the last shot for only a 2 count. Dunn snaps Cole's fingers. Dunn goes for the pump handle, but tag champs come in and beat him down. Cole drills Dunn in the face with a kick, and Roderick Strong makes his way out to help Dunn, but gets beat down as well until Dunn gets back up, and Strong and Dunn clean the Undisputed Era out of the ring. Dunn and Strong stare each other down. Strong offers the handshake, but Dunn walks over and just slaps his shoulder and leaves the ring. So it looks like we might see Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, because Bobby Fish is injured by the time these these next tapings are happening, taking on Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong in a non-title match next week. I don't know. There hasn't been any. There was actually no, because they could have did this too. I mean, they could have had something like spliced in their post work that they usually do is about what's going to happen next week, because honestly, other than the big announcement that's probably coming next week and the final match of the first round of the Dusty Tag Team Classic, which looks to be Mustache Mountain versus Lorcan and Burch, unless things change, that's going to be happening next week. On the stage, Dunn poses with his title, and that was the end of that segment. And I am looking forward to seeing if those two actually wrestle the Undisputed Era, which will be Cole and O'Reilly, because Fish is out. Fish is out for 6 to 8 months. We're going to see the Undisputed Era is either going to break up and they'll go their separate ways, or these guys will stick together. And what they should do is get a new member to pretty much be just for now until Fish gets back. And then when Fish gets back, you can always turn on that new member and just go from there. We'll see. Next up was the NXT title match contract signing for NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Regal is in the ring. Black is introduced first. Then he introduces Andrade Cien Almas, but only Zelina Vega comes out to sign the contract. I smell a setup, but it wasn't the one I thought it was going to be. Vega says Almas is not here, but I am, and if he was, he would destroy you. Black starts looking around, trying to see if Almas is going to come out of anywhere, because this is a WWE contract signing, and nothing ever goes well in a contract signing. Black grabs the tape, she's trying to talk to him. He just puts his hand in her face and just shut up, I'm doing something here. He grabs the contract, hands it to her. He grabs the table, moves it off to the side, looks down at her, sits Indian style, says, "At least we are on the same level now," and tells her to continue. She's like, "Who do you think you are? I'm the business manager to Andrade Cien Almas," and she does sign the contract. Says he will be humiliated by Almas at NXT TakeOver, and Black says, "Humiliate me, huh? Is that why he's not here tonight? Is it because, or maybe it's because he can't measure up to me? He'll come up short, making dick jokes, because that's just how WWE likes to go. This is 2018, and we're still sticking to the small dick jokes." He does sign the contract. He does hand it to Regal. He does leave the ring, and he's like, "Oh, Vega, I'm glad you came here alone tonight, because I didn't." And Candice LeRae's music hits, and Candice LeRae makes a beeline for the ring, goes in there, beats the holy hell out of Zelina Vega, who tries to get away from her. She does end up hitting the sliced bread 2, or deadly dog, or whatever you want to call it, out of the corner, and lays out Zelina Vega as the show goes off the air when she goes back up to the stage and stands side by side with Aleister Black. So, it is official. We will have NXT champion Andrade Cien Almas versus Aleister Black at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. The question is this a one-time thing with Candice LeRae in Black's corner? Was she just there tonight to give some payback to Vega, or will Candice LeRae be in Aleister Black's corner for this title match? That is something to be wondering about. We also had the women's title being decided on who was going to face Ember Moon, and it was going to be Shayna Baszler no matter what. I do not see them adding Kairi Sane to this match. Honestly, Kairi Sane hasn't done anything really. She's been in 3-4 matches since she's been in NXT. She wrestled, of course, in the Mae Young Classic, but that was Mae Young. That was the Mae Young Classic. She came to NXT. She had a match, I think, before Takeover War Games. She was in the Takeover War Games match. She had a match that, of course, was taped for War Games the night before that they showed later that night, like a week or so later. But then we didn't see her for about 2 months because she was healing injuries. I honestly think Kairi Sane has fallen out of favor by Triple H and the management down in NXT. And I believe this match that was supposed to be Kairi Sane versus Ember Moon for the NXT Women's Championship, but plans changed when Kairi Sane just probably can't stop getting injured. So I think she's probably under the injury bug label right now. Hopefully that can be taken away from her so she eventually will be a champion, but I don't know if she actually is going to be a champion. They need to actually, yes, Shayna Baszler hasn't done much either anyway. I would rather see Nikki Cross get this championship match instead of Shayna Baszler, because quite honestly, Nikki Cross should get a one-on-one championship match against the champion. I think she's had one, and it was that last woman standing match between her, or Falls Count Anywhere, whichever it was, against her and Asuka last year. So it's going to be, and of course, next week is the big one. I'm not sure, but it was a big announcement. It was like not too long after this taping started that it came up on like all the news sources that there was going to be a title announcement next week. And of course, EC3 will make his debut. Ricochet, which was actually at these tapings, I don't know why they canceled, they cut out his match. Maybe it was supposed to be a dark match. I don't know. It never aired. Maybe they'll save it for like later in the year or something. I don't know, but I'm hoping we get to see that match with Ricochet had. Maybe we'll see. He should have a match. He should get a match before TakeOver just so the fans can see what he's like. Ricochet in a ladder match is going to just be amazing. I've seen Ricochet before in not NXT, but WCPW, What Culture Pro Wrestling, which is now Defiant, before he was called Defiant, in his matches in the World Cup of Wrestling against Rey Mysterio. Actually, no, he wasn't Rey Mysterio, was he? No, that was actually one of their pay-per-views, was him and Rey Mysterio, him and I believe Kushida, him and Will Ospreay, of course, in many other matches. So I can't wait to see what he has to bring to the NXT TV. But I can honestly say I can't wait to see what we have left, because we only have 3 matches that are confirmed. Winner of the Dusty Tag Team Classics will face Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole of the Undisputed Era. Freebird rules. We have the NXT title and the NXT Women's title. That, of course, we have the North American title, the NXT title, the Women's title, and the tag title. So we have 4 matches for NXT's TakeOver, with maybe a match or 2 added. I hope eventually NXT, the TV show, should be an hour and a half. NXT TakeOvers, I think, should make it to 3 hours. I think it's earned its time at 3 hours. I think it should go to 3 hours. Started at 7 and go to 10. Don't just have an hour, like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and just creep up maybe. Get this to 3 hours and give yourself a little bit more, because if you're not going to ever get a UK division, the UK title should be on every TakeOver, and having 5 title matches and nothing else is just give us 3 hours, give us 5 titles, give us all those 5 titles and 2 other matches as well. I would still like to see Killian Dane versus Lars Sullivan be a NXT TakeOver match. It will probably, since they're going to be in this match together, I'd say they'll probably have that in this taping or after NXT's TakeOver. We will see. But that is your NXT review as we finish off the tapings at Center Stage. I will be back here Saturday for Unscripted, which apparently, and this is going to be big news, I will have it covered on Saturday's Unscripted. Their news on Johnny Bravo's PED scandal that could be coming out for Roman Reigns and others. We will have more talk on the fabulous Bitchma Battle Royale, as well as a couple other things too, and notes on Jeff Hardy and his comeback, as well as Dean Ambrose. But my name is TheFrance. Follow me on twitch.tv/TheFrance08 and find me on Twitter at TheFrance. And hit that subscribe button. Make sure to give me a comment down in the section below what you thought on this episode of NXT and your thoughts on what we're going to see at NXT TakeOver New Orleans in 3 weeks' time. Make sure to also have a good afternoon, evening, and night, and I will see you guys on Saturday for our 11th episode of Unscripted. Until then, my name is TheFrance, and I am out of here.